Hello, everyone. Welcome to Tangle Time Arts. My name is Nana Heron, and I'm a certified Zentangle teacher. And today we're going to take a look at days 10 and 11 of our Inktober Tangles event. A big shout out to Stephanie Jennifer for putting this all together. I'm really having a fun time with it, and I'm enjoying these daily projects. Well, sometimes I put two in one, like this one, but it's a lot of fun. So for day 10, we have Zenith by Zentangle, and day 11 is Bee Fly by Paz Munoz Camacho, CZT. And if you don't already have this packet, you can still get that. I'll put the information in the description. Okay, so for this project, because it's a two-in-one, I thought we'd use the Zendala. I'm using a white one. I've got a black pen, a number two pencil, and a tortillon. I have something to draw a circle with. And I also, for color today, I am going to use these Uniball Signo pens. They come in, they're gel pens. They come in different colors. So we'll see how those look with this project. All right, so we're gonna want to start by drawing a circle um, on our Zendala. So I'm gonna just use this tape because it's easier sometimes than getting out my compass, but if you want a specific size, you'll want to use a compass, but I just want something circle-ish in there. You could even freehand it if you want, because it's not really going to be that important. We just want a guide. And then I'm also going to draw, I'm just going to go all the way through it, like, but I'm putting in a curved line. And then I'm going to pick up my black pen and get started. So for Zenith, for me, I like to go left to right for this first step here. And I like to have a guide when I do a project like this, but you could also freehand it. I just, because I kind of wanted this in divided in half, so I went with a string here. So we are going to do, starting on the left, we are making kind of like if you were doing crescent moon. I am just putting in these half ladybug shapes, these bumps, all the way along that guideline there, our string. And then I'm going to come back this way, but I'm just going to start in this one. And the key to it is when you make your bumps the other way, you want to hit that point in the center. And I'm going to finish this one like that. And of course, you can do different variations of Zenith. But for this one, so we've got that along our string. I'm going to keep it simple, and that's my theme for October. So once I have this, I am going to put in, I guess I could call them, well, they're points, they're angles. So in our valleys here, we are putting a little point kind of to make a diamond. And I'm just working my way along. And I think I can put half of one there. And then I'm going to do that on the other side too. So the way I kind of like to do it for consistency is where you see this come down. I kind of go over to the other side and pick that up and then come back so it would kind of look like it's a consistent line. So a little bit of the halaba technique there. Um, just something that I kind of like to do to make it a little more consistent. It's probably like a half of one there. Oh, and I've got one to fill in over here. And then at this point, if you would like, you can ink that in. So I am going to choose to ink in these diamond shapes, but you could actually ink in these shapes. And I think I'm going to come back to do the inking in because I'm just going to fill in this tangle and then do my ink work. So at this point, we are going to aura around what we have. And this is where you can start in with your variations. Because Zenith is one of those tangles that allows for that really well. Just depends on how many times you want to add your auras. Then I'm actually going to rotate this around and then put in my aura on the other side. All right, flip that back around. So we have something that looks like this. And I actually really like it like this. But we're going to take it a couple of steps further. And you can decide, you can watch and decide how far out you want to go. So for the next step, you can pick and choose where you want to put some little other dots. You can put them in these areas here, or you can put them on top of the points. And I am going to actually put them on top here, and I'm going to ink these in. You could, if you wanted to, you could do a little orb here, and then you could use a different color ink if you wanted to. Rotate that around and then do the same here. This is kind of be like a half of one or a little bit. All right, so we have something that looks like this. That is cool too. And again, you could stop at this point if you wanted to. But I'm going to take it one step further and do another aura around the entire tangle here. So you have many options here, as far as how wide you're going to want this. It's really a cool ribbon tangle, a border. It's many things, but it can be thinner or thicker just depending on what you would like to do. So we're going to come in here with this aura. I'm going to rotate around. Oops. Like that. So I'm going to stop at this point. So it's about maybe an inch wide now. So you have many different choices to make with this one. I'm going to go back in now and I am going to ink in the diamond shapes. You might want to ink in these other parts, but I'm just going to go in with this. And this takes a little bit of time. You wouldn't have to use black. You could use a different color. But I'm going to be adding a little bit of color with the next tangle. So I thought I would just keep this with the black ink. I'm going to rotate that around and then pick up the ones on the other side. And I may, if we have time, come back in and add a little color to these. We'll see. This is what I have so far. Um, gonna leave that like that. And now we are going to take a look at bee fly. And this is really cute because it reminds me of a butterfly. Um, and I don't know if that was intentional or not, but I'm going to put some bee fly tangles around the circle part. So let's start with one. And bee fly, again, this one's really simple, and I think that's where the magic comes in. So I'm going to start on the left again. And you want to put in, just going to call it like a loop. And then you're going to do another loop, another loop, and one more. Maybe this one's a little smaller. And then I like to put in kind of one larger orb and then a couple more. And I'm going to just draw a little antenna there. You can, if you'd like, you could add a little detail in these areas, but I think I'm going to do that with the gel pen. So let's put another one in, kind of about the center here. Just put in a loop, another loop. So you have that overlap there. Another loop, and then a fourth loop. And there's three overlapping areas. I'm going to put in one larger and two smaller. Um, for this part, you can play around with what you want to put in. You wouldn't have to have a larger one and three smaller ones. You could do something else. And then I'm going to put in one more bee fly. Let's see, we'll do a loop and a loop and a loop and our fourth one. All right. I'm going to rotate around and put in three more. I went a little larger with this one, just because I seem to have a little more space on this side than this side. And we can do one more. Like that. So we've got our bee flies going around. I am going to put the cap on my pen, and I'm trying to decide. Um, we could actually, let's go ahead and do that. We could actually ink these in with the black. Going in, not 100% solid. I'm leaving a little bit of white space. A little more butterfly-like for our little bee flies. There we go. All right, put the cap on my pen. And now I'm going to grab some of my gel pens here. So the Uniball Signo ones, they come in many different colors. And I am trying to think what colors I would like to do. And I might come in with, I don't know, I might add a little bit of red to these wingtips. And you don't have to use gel pen. You could use colored pencils or felt liners, markers. Just putting some dotted lines around the two. And let's see, keep going. To the other side, being careful not to touch that. Can take a little longer to dry. So this red is more like a dark pink, actually. Add a little bit of blue, I think, to these areas. I like the blue. And you wouldn't have to use blue. You could continue like with the pink. That would be fine. Whatever you want. So we have something that looks like that. I am going to take a moment to add a little bit of shading around my zenith before I do any more of the gel pen. So I just want my shading around the zenith. I'm going to take the tortillon and blend that out. So it's just a little bit of light shading there. Nice. And then I'm going to come in. I have a green Uniball Signo, and I am actually going to, I'm going to start on this side that has a little more space. Um, I'm going to come in with, kind of making like a trail, like, to indicate how our little bee flies are flying. So I'm just kind of using dots to indicate their little flight path. And then I think I am going to come in and use the green to add a little bit of color to our zenith, just to tie it in. These kind of remind me of little leaves. So just adding a touch of color to the zenith. Not a lot because we wouldn't have to do this. We don't, doesn't require it. But with any of this, you can explore your creativity and do different things with shading and color. Or where you want to add the ink or not. Looks good. And you could, for example, if you wanted to, you could add ink to, like, there's two auras here, so you could add a different color ink to one of those, either the inside one or the outside one. So that could make it even more interesting and colorful. Now I'm going to go ahead and come in with, I have a gold one here, and I just feel like this could use a little bit of extra sparkle. So I'm going to come in with a little bit of so we can put these in just randomly wherever you feel like you could use a little bit of that. So it's basically a line and a space and a line, and you want a little bit of a dot on each end. Again, a line and a space and a line. And now I'm going to come in with, you can use longer ones or shorter lines. You can add more or less. I'm going to rotate that around. But I think it looks cute with that little bit of sparkle there. Um, Again, optional. Ah is one of the easiest tangles for me anyway. And I like to use it at the holidays just to put in that little bit of sparkle. So I also have a silver one. So we'll see if we can add some of these. Silver was being a tiny bit fussy, so we'll see how it behaves. But yeah, it looks really cute. Rotate around. I'm gonna put one over here. And this is just randomly filling them in wherever I feel like there's some space that could use a little bit of sparkle. So you might add more or less. And I think we can fit one last one in here. Like that. We've got that little bit of sparkle in there. We have our Zenith and our cute little bee flies. Um, I'm now, I'm gonna call this done and I'm gonna put my initials in here. And I am just gonna tuck them into this corner here, like that. Yeah, this is so cute. I just love it. So play around with your different combinations in color or sparkle. You can put different designs in the little wings here and play around with these embellishments. Maybe you picture something besides a butterfly. Let me know what you picture. Um, but I've got, yeah, it's really cute. I love it. I love all the different colors as well. I love the sparkle. Really cute. All right. I hope you enjoyed it as much as I do. It's been really fun. I'm gonna put my name on here. And it is, oops, it just switched over to the 11th. So we've got Inktober Tangles 2025 days 10 and 11. For day 10, we have Zenith by Zentangle. And for day 11, we had Bee Fly by Munoz Camacho. And we also had our extra was by Zentangle, in case you were wondering what the little sparkles were. All right. All right, let me know what you think and let me know how that worked out for you. So this is a two-in-one project on a Zendala, which I always love. Like these are my favorite, my favorite types of projects. But very, very cute. All right, thank you for following along, and I'll be back in a day for day 12, which is Ole Ole. Oh, and that's pretty too. So, lots of fun, lots of fun. Have a great weekend, and I'll see you soon. I love you guys. Bye.